Welcome, Earth Signs, to Spiritual Rebirth Tarot. So nice to have you here for the message for December 6th through 12. And so for this week, we'll be looking at the energies of the week and guidance for the path that you will be following during that week. And insights that we may receive. So let's begin by asking the divine for guidance and protection today. Okay, so I would like to begin with some energies from this Colette Baron Reed tarot deck. It's an animal. It's an animal deck. Really enjoy the messages, and I love animals, so it's kind of fun. All the decks I use are down in the description, so you can take a look at the description and list where you can get all the different decks. And then also, if you find Earth signs that this resonates with you, for your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, it's a general reading, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, share with your friends, any of your friends you think would enjoy this or be benefited from the message. And then at the end of the video, we're going to have a time where we take a look at the chakra cards. So we'll have the extended, so you can go over to Vimeo to the extended, and we have the chakra cards, one for each sign. So Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. And so we'll take a look at each of your chakras and what you're being, during this week, the chakra that you especially want to work on. So let's take a look. I like to put Reiki energy into the deck. It helps to guide us. Okay, so turn knowledge into wisdom, the wolf spirit. I love this card and I love this message. There's so many things that we learn when you go to school. They always talk about, kids go to school, and they just learn all this stuff, they memorize all these facts. And it's only one way to do it, and I certainly am into a lot of different ways of learning. But you do have to learn a lot of these things. You do have to learn the facts. I learn each one of the tarot cards. But to be able to put them together, following your intuition and the wisdom. So wisdom is about taking all of those facts and putting them together and helping them to create, to speak to your heart and to create a story. And so as your psychic abilities and those kind of things open up more, your third eye, whether you have psychic abilities or not, your third eye is going to help you to start to identify what your thing in your mind, your intuition is trying to tell you, and to open that and to follow your heart. And recently I certainly have been finding that following your heart, listening to yourself is very important in your life, and will really help you to be wise at the times that you need to be. And then the next card, the brown bear, is take time. So take your time away to rest. It kind of has the energy of the bear of when it's in this hibernation. So it spends a lot of time in activity, collecting all of this food. And then in the winter, it rests away in hibernation. As we're entering the winter time, it's a really good time to be kind of reflecting in and looking in. And everyone's life is in a different place right now, but I really feel a lot of people between now and the 21st of December, which is the grand conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn, in Aquarius, in the beginning of the winter solstice, the beginning of the age of Aquarius, and all of these new energies coming in toward the end of the month. So I really feel that for the next few weeks, it's going to be all about spending time in meditation and prayer and turning inward, finding the source of our strength from, the divine source of all it is, and really bringing that energy into our lives. I think it's a really important time. And the Badger, be fearless and bold. So we have 67, the Wolf, and we have 9 and 4. So 67 boiled down is 4, because the 13 goes down to 4. So we have 2 4s, so it's kind of like 494. So you might want to look that number up and see if it has any significance to you, extra significance for this week. 494. And the Badger, comes in and has, energy, power, and strength. It just really coming with that fearlessness and boldness. So you're kind of being asked this week to be fearless and bold in taking care of yourself and listening to your heart and your intuition. So let's take a look at the tarot for this week. So the tarot cards I'm using here are from the Guardians of the Night. MC Cullinane. She does a great job. She does both cards and book, and I really enjoy her readings as well. Okay, so the first message for the week is, the bear again, hibernating, the 9 of Pentacles. And so in this card, it's all about just kind of sleeping in your abundance. And, it's so true that as we let go of the outcome and we just enjoy the ride and enjoy the experience, and when it's time to go into our little cave and rest, we do that. When it's time to come out and face the world, we do that with the boldness and braveness. And as we follow our hearts and follow our path this week, we will be led to the rest. So some of you earth signs, they definitely has that earth energy in the Pentacles. This, to me, a bear has a really earthy energy. It's a very strong, sturdy, dependable type of energy. And it's just all about kind of like I said, bringing together during the summer and the fall, all the things it needs to be able to go into hibernation and have that time of rest. And so twice here now, you're really being asked to take on the energy of the bear at this time and really find that rest. And I want to just see what real quick, 9 Pentacles. Since we got the bear twice. So in MJ's book, she says the bear, rest, renewal, guidance, and inner peace. So you're being called to rest, renewal, guidance, and inner peace this week. And so often our guidance is enhanced as we rest our minds. You don't have to be resting your body. So for instance, you could be out on a pretty strenuous hike, but yet every time your mind begins to wander, bring it back to the moment. Bring it back to where you are at the moment. And that will really, really help you and benefit you. Okay, let's look at the next card that we're being drawn to for this week. Okay, the Judgment. We have that in the fire reading as well. So this same card. The Judgment card comes to you this week and says there have been a lot of things you've been working on, efforts you've been making to have a renewal and regeneration, which is what that bear is about as well. And you've had this time of contemplation, and maybe even during this week you'll be shedding your skin, shedding some of these old things. Okay, and then after the snake sheds its skin, it needs to spend a few days kind of in hiding, in hibernation, away from everything, because it can be more easily damaged while its new skin is developing. And so this week is going to be all about that time away, that special space that you can have in your life, and you know, staying separate from everything. Okay, Five of Swords. So the energy of this card, I love this because the deer is here, and he's eating quietly. He's, you know, gentleness, calmness, peace, that inner peace. And he doesn't even notice that there's this big, huge city barreling over him. You know, there's these dead trees barreling over him. You know, it's funny, all of a sudden the dead trees remind me of Mount St. Helens. And back in the 80s when the mountain blew, and I was living up there, and I got to see the mountain blow. And one thing that it did is it knocked all the trees away from it. So the pressure from the mountain erupting, and the volcano erupting in Mount St. Helens, made it so there was like this pressure that went out and knocked down all the trees, and they all went in the same direction. It was like little toothpicks just laying out there, all in the same direction. And it just went to a certain point, and then so when I was really little and we were driving up there, after it had exploded, we would be driving down the road, and there was this forest around us, and then boom, there was no forest. And it's kind of like this, you know, all the forest is just gone, and it's cut down and it's destroyed. And they went through and they cut down the trees that had fallen, and they tried to use as much of the lumber as they could. It was very hard because, you know, when you have ash on something and you're trying to cut through it with a saw, it doesn't work very well. And so there might be something this week that's a little bit more complicated and difficult for you. And since that's coming up in my mind, you know, it brought up about the volcano, there may have something to do with mountains, you know, going to the mountains, maybe that hike, going for that hike. Because like I was saying, to really rest your mind, you don't need to think, well, I have to go lay in a hot bath and rest my body. Maybe your body needs that activity and growth. But even as you're moving your body and you're making your body have the work that it needs, at the same time as you're doing that, your mind can be really relaxed. So I think the energy here is that you are this gentle, still, and calm place inside the storm, inside the great catastrophe. You're just on the other side of where all the trees came down. And you're kind of in that quiet little secluded cave that you're hibernating in, a place that you're hiding while your shell is reforming. You know, all of the ways that you're kind of in quietness and confidence this week. And you're kind of percolating all these things that you've learned, turning them from understanding to wisdom. And then let's take a look and see if there are any other energies coming out this week. the Magician. Oh, wow. Okay, so the Magician, you know, so this week, while you're in this quiet place, it's going to be a perfect time for you to be manifesting those kind of new things into your life. And so, you know, wherever you're at right now, and as you're growing, finding that happy place and finding, you know, raising your vibration and being in the vortex and moving upward in those energies. In this picture, you know, like, I mean, like all the magicians, it has, you know, all the elements are here, all of the things that he needs to bring things to life. And I think that it's kind of cool to have the and of course now I can't think of what he's called, the animal. You know, it's like, you know, he's such a kind of person that's so able to, you know, find what they need and just really look for those things. Raccoon, nimble, focused, clever. That's the word I wanted, clever. So the raccoon is very clever. And I think that cleverness is going to be important. Dexterity, determination, and passion. That cleverness is going to make a real difference this week. So I would manifest that into your life. Being able to move from this place of quiet rest into this place that you have manifested. Okay, so I would like to end with a message from this deck that I love. It's the Wellness deck, Abraham Hicks. Really great messages to help you learn how to manifest things into your life. It has a real strong energy. I try to listen to a couple every day, and I feel like it leads me into those new things. Okay, I envision more and act less. This is all about the week of acting less, being in that little quiet place, hibernating. As you take the time to find images in your mind that are pleasing, you will more often achieve vibrational alignment with all things that you desire. From that alignment, you will experience more inspired ideas and assistance from others. Inspired action is very satisfying and extremely productive. So the thing that I kept thinking is, you know, when the bear is laying there hibernating, it's not thinking, man, I wish I was out there eating food. It's enjoying the moment of sleeping quietly in its den. You know, and when the snake sheds its skin and is hiding away for a few days, it's not sitting there thinking, man, I wish I was out slithering around. Instead, it's enjoying the moment of being in its hibernation. So, Earth signs, I think this week is all about you taking that time and really enjoying the quietness that's being offered to you. Okay, so we'll go on over to the extended now and take a look at, for each of the signs, Taurus, Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. And for each of the signs, we'll take a look at a card from the tarot, the oracle decks for the chakra. Okay, so I will see you over there.